Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome back to the Joan Quinn Profiles. We're taping here at the Hollywood Museum in the historic Max Factor building, and I'm with award-winning actor Robert Beltran, who was born and raised in Bakersfield, graduated from East Bakersfield High, and earned a Bachelor of Arts not far from his hometown at Fresno State. You've seen him on TV, especially in his commander role in Star Trek Voyager, in my friend Paul Bartel's film Eating Raoul, and on the stage in Jose Rivera's Boleros for the Disenchanted. His director work currently is on stage at East LA, and I don't know the name of the theater, but it's Mariela in the Desert.
Yeah, the play is Mariela in the Desert, and it's at the Casa 0101 Theater on First
So
Street.
it's just over the bridge.
Yeah, just about.
Just over the bridge, so
5
from
minutes from
downtown.
Yeah.
What is that story? It's pretty interesting.
It's a beautiful story. It's written by Karen Zacarias, and she's half Mexican, half Anglo. And this is about a woman, Mariela, who is a painter, her husband being a much more famous painter in the 20s and 30s, where they used to pal around with Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera, and that milieu of artists.
Did she write it with Frida in mind? Is it kind of a takeoff on their relationship?
No.
Oh,
no,
it's not.
It's not. It is about her having to put her painting career on the back burner because of a child that she had that needed special attention.
But so many women who are married to artists are always put on the back burner, too. We find that in history.
That is a big theme in the play.
Because Karen
Zacarias.
Is that part of her background?
In a way, yes.
I wondered about that because
she's based it on her grandparents.
Ah.
And I guess they had a similar relationship as the two characters in the play.
So how did you cast it?
I cast it. I handpicked these actors that I've wanted to work with, and they're all really great. They're like the dream team that I was hoping I could get for the play, and so it's really paying off. The play is getting incredible reviews.
And in the main role?
In the main role is a wonderful actress named Rachel Gonzalez.
She's Mariela?
She plays Mariela, and Vance Valencia plays her husband. There's also Ken Lopez, who plays the son, Vanessa Vasquez, who plays her daughter, and Randy Vasquez, who plays her daughter's husband.
Is it in English?
It's in English, yes.
Do you direct in English or in Spanish?
I direct in every language you could possibly come up with.
You do?
Sure.
You direct in English?
Yes, this play is in English.
And you said it's been getting great reviews,
Yeah.
and I think it's really interesting. The point is really interesting of what you're saying. It's like this theater is owned by a woman, and
That's
yet we've got these women playwrights and directors she always has over there, I know. So it's a theme about women, which is very interesting because she's back on the back burner, like you said.
Well, her husband forces her, basically, to stay in the background.
To stay, yes, because it's an ego thing, isn't it?
It's an ego thing. She's actually the much more talented of the two.
Isn't that... That's not always the way, but
No.
It's very interesting because it's a different twist. It's a macho thing.
It's a macho thing, and it's also a thing of the earlier, in the 20s and the 30s.
Right.
And she had children, and she made the decision to take care of her children. One of her children, the young boy, really needs attention. He's kind of bipolar, autistic, not really able to take care of himself. So she sacrifices her life, her creative life, to taking care of the family. And it isn't until the end, after her husband dies, that she's able to...
Do you think this could be made into a film?
Easily. Yes, I would love to direct it.
What style of directing do you do? Because you've been in so many films and you've been directed by so many different people. Do you look to one director as your style?
Well, I feel very much at home here at the Hollywood Museum because I really relate more to the old-time Hollywood than I do
It's
present
great
day.
here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I
great.
know.
It's great. Probably ghosts all over the place.
I know. So maybe they can help you. But who did you take from your stage work, or did you take from your film work, or?
Well, directing is really, it starts off with the play, the text itself, and then you figure out what the playwright is trying to do, and then you cast it with the best actors for the role, and then you just try to bring the experience that you got when you read it.
Do you have any style, though? I mean, is there a style, like you let them do what they want? Or
Oh, you mean as far as how I direct?
Yes, yes.
Well, I did another play called I did Julius Caesar, Shakespeare's
I was
Julius
going to
Caesar.
ask you, did you direct other plays?
I directed that most recently. And that was different because I had a lot of amateur actors. And so I had to say, stand here, say it like this, right?
Yes.
But with these actors, no, you just let them run with it, and you just shape them.
Because they've all been to acting school, they all have experience.
They're
When you're with an amateur, you're like the acting teacher in a way. I guess,
it is.
Huh?
It's a lot of acting.
So did that?
Coaching.
I know you were in Zoot Suit. Were you in the film, or were you on stage too?
No, I didn't do the stage production. I was still in college.
I was there at the opening with Eddie.
Yeah, really? Wow,
Yeah.
You're lucky.
And that was how many years ago?
I think that was 40 years ago now.
But when he was so great, and then the last
terrific.
time I saw him, he was at First Presbyterian Church because his granddaughter or son was in the class there for preschool, and my granddaughter was in the class.
Wow.
So we met again.
Yeah.
I guess 40 years later. Wow.
Well, it made his career. He was so great in that.
I know, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And you were in the film?
Well, I was doing a play with Luis Valdez, who wrote this.
Oh, I love
the screenplay.
Luis Valdez, right?
Yes, and I was during the end of the run. He asked me if I would like to go to L.A. and do this role, and I said, "Oh, of course," because I hadn't made the move
Where
to Los
were you?
Angeles.
Were you in mid?
Yes, it was in
California?
San
Juan Bautista.
Yes,
Because we used to fund him when I was on the Arts Council.
Oh.
We funded that company there. It was great.
Well, thank you for the job that you did.
Yes, you got it. So then you came to L.A. with him?
Yeah, so I came to L.A. to do 4 days on Zoot Suit. Within those 4 days, I auditioned for a film called Eating Raoul.
With Paul Bartel.
Yes.
Fantastic Paul Bartel.
Yeah, great.
Bizarre. Off the wall. And here you are coming from San Juan to Paul Bartel.
Yeah. First, the California Shakespeare Festival, which I did two seasons with, and a tour. And then San Juan Bautista, and then came here to do 4 days on Zoot Suit, and then I met Paul and read for him and Mary Warnoff.
Mary, good friend.
Yeah, she's great. She's great.
Have you ever cast her in anything?
No, I would love to.
She's painting a lot. She's painting a lot.
And she's incredibly talented. I would love to do a very bizarre Macbeth with her, actually.
Well, that's a good thing to bring up. First of all, how did Paul Bartel and you get along?
Wonderfully. He's a great guy. He was very charming, very much a gentleman, and understood where I was coming from, which was, I was very broke. And so
But did you go from Fresno to San Juan?
Yes.
Oh, so you went right up, right?
Well, after Fresno, I did 2 years at the California Shakespeare Festival.
That's why you're into the classics, because that was the next thing. Because I know you did this classic lab.
Yeah, I was one of the founding members
theater
of
lab.
the Classical
Right.
Theater Lab, which was basically a bunch of actors getting together, trying to figure out why Americans don't know how to do classical theater.
And they don't.
Many of them don't. Some of them do.
Because of their training?
Yeah, because of their training. Also because of the emphasis is just not there anymore.
But that wasn't the same thing as when you did the East LA Classic Theater. That was a different thing, right?
That was a different thing. That was a precursor to the the company that I co-founded with Vance Valencia, which is the one doing Mariela in the Desert.
Oh, that's what it is. What's the name of that company?
That's the Angel City Theater Ensemble.
Oh, right. And how many members do you have?
We have like right now 8.
Oh, so it's just a little core group.
It's a small nucleus of 8, and from there we're going to start off doing small cast plays.
Angel City, because I said I love the name.
Yeah,
It was a perfect thing.
Yeah.
So the Classical Theater Lab is where you teach people and figure out what to do with the classics, and then the East LA Classic Theater.
That came out of another idea that I had to start a professional company with just doing classical plays.
Is that still going?
It's not. It isn't.
But then Angel City is going now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Then one of the other things, I wanted to talk about Zoot Suit, which was in the beginning of your career and which led to Paul Bartel, led to a lot of things, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And then when did Bolero for the Disenchanted come in?
Well, that was a play by Jose Rivera that I did in San Francisco at the American
Oh, at the American
Theater.
Conservatory.
Yeah.
I see. Was there any singing in it? Those were boleros, right?
Well,
the music?
Boleros imply sadness, sad songs, and this was This was the story of a couple that followed them through 40 years.
Oh, I
and
see.
So
did they do the music through 40 years?
There was a lot of music, but there was no singing from the actors.
You didn't sing?
No, unfortunately.
Are you a singer?
I am.
Oh, you are? So we could have had you doing that.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Do you go back to Fresno State? Because they have a great program, don't they?
They do. I was very lucky. At the time, I only went there because I had a job waiting for me.
Up there?
Yeah. But
I love it. We did the museum there. The Fresno Museum did an exhibition of my portraits.
Oh, really?
And we worked really closely with Fresno State because they're so intertwined.
I was so lucky because that theater department, I did not know, but it was rated in the top 10 in the state.
When you went, you didn't know?
In the country, top 10. Like I said, I only went there because I had a job waiting for me.
Who was there teaching?
It was a great staff. There was Dr. Phil Walker. There was Dr. Jan Bryan. They just had her 90th birthday party. Loring.
Have they all been involved in the theater?
Yeah.
In the north, probably more.
Yeah, at Fresno State. It was a great place to work. It was a smallish theater company,
Department. I was asking you about whether you sang or not. There's music in your family.
Yes. Yeah, I have a very well-known brother. My brother Louis has his own orchestra that he plays around town with all over the place.
So he's Louis Beltran.
Yes.
He's a jazz person, right?
Yeah.
But you come from such a huge family, a lot of boys?
7 brothers, 2 sisters.
What are all those brothers doing? Are they all acting?
No. They took the safe route.
They're in Fresno. They're in Bakersfield.
Stockton, Fresno, Delano. I mean.
Wow, that whole area. But that's the Central Valley. It's so great, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good place to come from. I mean, it was when I grew up in Bakersfield, there was like 60,000 people in the city, and East Bakersfield was a little place unto itself.
I was going to say it was all small town.
Yeah.
Well, before we leave, tell me, are you going to stay an actor or a director?
I'm doing both. I still love acting. I always will. That's what
Did that Commander, Voyager, the Star Trek Voyager play a big role in your life?
Of course. I mean, it was 7 years of steady employment and nice big paychecks coming in every every week. It was.
Are they going to do something like after that you can go back to and be the old commander?
I wouldn't mind it as long as he's not too old. No, I had a great time, 7 years on that, and it allowed me to be able to say no to things that I might have said yes to if I was, you know, really desperate or something. So
well, we were not desperate, but we were so happy to have you today. So thank you very much, Robert.
My pleasure. Thank you, Joan. So much.
Thanks for watching the Joan Quinn Profiles. And